Hello everybody, I'm Moldy, and this is Dishonored 2 once again. And today we're going to eliminate Kieran Jindosh. Non-lethally, of course, because that's just the kind of dude I am. You can lay down right there. Entry on Whalebone. Today I'll raise the anatomy platform, bringing up the laboratory floor where I can resume my work evaluating the rune artifact. Even as a man dedicated to natural philosophy, I must admit that my association with the occultist Brenna Ashworth has renewed my interest in the study of whalebone. Given what I've seen over the past 3 years working with Brenna, I cannot entirely dispel the idea that the bones of the Leviathans possess unusual properties when pressed. She speaks in meaningless palaver. Is that how you say that word? Palaver? I've never even seen that word before in my life. She speaks in the meaningless palaver of the spiritualist. In an attempt to find answers on my own, I have procured one of the so-called rune artifacts, considered heretical, of course, by the narrow minds of the Abbey. However, thus far, my examinations have netted nothing of interest. A sample of human tissue affected by these runes might reveal more. Were I able to get, say, the jawbone of one of those poor sods burned alive by the overseers? Well, let's just carry you on over here, because there's a machine right here that we will use to take care of you.
What is this thing?
Where it's a machine we're putting Jindosh in. Yep. Close that jaw of yours. Now then, we've got this thing. Tell me what it is.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device against me, get on with it, Jindosh. Though I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Patience, friend, patience. The sequence of events is important. You'll come to understand my electroshock machine, but when? Before or after that light leaves your eyes? And where does it go when it disappears? Who will tell me that?
Has anyone ever loved the sound of his own voice as much as you do, Kieran? Perhaps the device could tell us that.
No, sadly, it cannot. But what it can do is take from you the thing you love the most. Your precious intellect. If you won't agree to collaborate on the next clockwork prototype, I'll use the device on that brain of yours, Sokolov.
I refuse. If I'm to be a drooling idiot, at least I won't be bothered by any more of your rambling fury.
So, this machine can be used to give a man an electro lobotomy. That's what we're going for here. Current power needs, anatomy 1, optics 3, electroshock needs 7. Note to self, there is insufficient power to operate the electroshock machine. Until this is rectified, I will have to compensate, freeing up more power for the electroshock machine by configuring the other laboratory platforms so they draw the least power. And there we have
The
that
lab
answer.
machines are draining away too much electricity.
Yep. And there's 11 pieces of power, and we need 7 for the electroshock. So it sounds like we'll need to bring up the anatomy and the optics platforms. So for now, we'll bring up the anatomy right here. And while those platforms are shifting around, there's that rune that I want. And give to me. So is this the anatomy platform I'm standing on? It looks like it might be. Or maybe it's not. Either way, it's a platform that went up, so this one has the anatomy on it. Which means this thing probably doesn't have enough power still. This one over here has the chemistry. And I believe the second lowest one was the optics? Yes. So we'll put the optics platform here. So we have anatomy and optics set up, and that'll leave us with enough power to fry your brain, mister. He won't be dead, but he will not remember how to spell his own goddamn name. Now let's just have this configured properly. This looks like it would be an optics platform. I think. Alright. So this thing's got enough power.
Electroshock machine should work now.
Yes, it should. Well, let's fix you up, mister. Bring in that juiciness. Yes, yes, yes.
I don't know what you're doing. Anything. I'll give you anything you want.
I want you to be stupid.
Do this. So much will be lost. An age of advancement.
Acceptable losses.
People
There you
like
go.
You can't be allowed to run amok.
And now he's too stupid to be a threat. Anything to say, mister?
And if I combine the acid against a copper plate, what does it do?
Well, my business here is done.
I knew that a moment ago.
Well,
Does anyone know the answer?
well, nope. Nobody does. Nobody ever will again because you are dumb. Now let's get the hell up on out of here. Which of these ways leads out the most effective way? Probably the front goddamn door. Yeah, this is where he was taunting me through the window. And now we've got ourselves a way out of here. I will admit that the stuff going on here is pretty damn cool. I'd love to have a house like that, but I will never be able to afford it. Not with my line of work. I'll be lucky to have my own house at all, but with the way the economy's going and politics and other shit I don't want to talk about. Now let's get the fuck up on out of here. We'll go see Sokolov, get back to Megan Foster, and then we all done and good. Just as soon as this thing loads. And it's gonna make me go all the way back to Megan Foster, ain't it? It probably would. Sounds like something this game would do. You get in, you do the objective, and then you gotta get out. That's all part of it. It's all part of the experience. Yeah, there's Megan Foster. There's Sokolov. And now let's get out of here. We're gonna ride the Chuggy Chug machine all the way back to the lower district. Pull that lever and a chuggeting in the backward direction. A nice relaxing carriage ride. Truly something I deserve after all this nonsense I've been through. I notice your bruise is less noticeable when the sunlight is shining directly on you. Are you only bruised by the darkness? Or perhaps it's just a trick of the light. Well, either way, here we are. We're here, and we are gone. Now let me just make my way back to... Okay. That's not the way it's supposed to work. I'll break windows with my head. If it gets me back to Megan Foster without any other nonsense happening. Poof. Just a little further to go. Now I wonder, can I make it to that balcony over there? Yes, I can. That is the benefits of upgrading the hell out of that blink. Now let me just find a safe way back, preferably with less people getting in the way. Because if there's more people in the way, that poses a bigger threat to Sokolov, because they might smack his head off while he's resting on my shoulder. And I can't be having that. Hey, I found the dude, let's go.
Did it. How is he?
He's sleepy.
Wounded, but he'll recover.
I didn't think it was possible. You must have a story to tell. I'll hear it back at the ship.
Well, I gave Jindosh an electro lobotomy. That was fun. Now let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Only one person was killed, and it was not by my hand because the clockwork soldier did it. I say that shouldn't count against me, but apparently it does. And now it looks like I'm getting another strange visit. I've awakened with a strange feeling. Hello, Santa Claus. What you doing in my dreams? Why am I dreaming of Santa Claus? Hello? What
Void
presents are
again,
here?
But it feels different.
Is that normal? Is it normal for it to feel different? How would you know? Do you always come here?
Surprised I can pull you into this place?
That's why it's different.
The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned Emily into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were closest sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Caldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
What's she playing at? Maybe how is the question.
How is she playing that?
I told you when you're older. How's next year?
You said that last year. Jessamine is younger than me, and she's a court every day.
Business? Well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
You were living proof of him cheating on his wife. That's what you did. Now let me get on through this place. We're about to learn more about Delilah's tragic backstory.
During the day, Jessamine and I played games in the tower. But at night, I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year, I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me who did?
We were just playing.
Young lady Jessie, what is your account?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
Well, shit. One petty little lie led to all this bullshit. Sounds about right. People being children about things in the past.
Mother and I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side. until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
As if I didn't do that enough already the first time around.
She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
Her sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
Well, that ain't too good now,
How
is
much
it?
of this is true, and how much is Delilah's warped imagination?
Yeah, probably should take some of that with a grain of salt. I'm not sure how much I can trust what she's saying. She is, after all, a horrible witch bitch. And that ain't a good thing.
15 years ago, the Loyalist conspiracy asked me to kidnap Anton Sokolov, and I did. I took him from his home to the pub we were hiding in, and locked him in a cage meant for dogs. And you know what? He laughed at us. He told dirty stories, taught Emily more than her governess could in 6 months. He seemed immortal. His mind shaped our age. That's changed. The old man I rescued doesn't talk much. He eats what we give him, groans in his sleep, coughs out blood. I'm not even sure he knows where he is.
Well, he's certainly fallen from grace. Ah, now I'm actually awake.
I'm with you, even in the void. If only I could do more.
Jessamine, Delilah's stronger now.
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
Probably.
Of course not. She's driving all of this.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end. Soon.
Sooner than you might think. It's something I should say to your face, but that's hard for me. Thank you for what you did bringing Anton back. What would I have done without him puttering around the ship, mumbling and stroking his greasy beard? I wanted to find him on my own, but hearing what you went through, I'm impressed. Anyway, enjoy this bottle from the Captain's Reserve. Good stuff. I got it from an aristocrat wanting quick passage out of Karnaca a while back. You'll need it now that Anton is back if you want to sleep. His snoring cuts straight through the bulkhead. Well, I guess that's what this is. Oops. Well, let's go see what's going on with the next thing. What is our next target? What are we doing?
Jindosh wanted me to help him with a rather complicated problem. It would have enabled him to make his clockwork soldiers at a fraction of the cost. Clever man.
Well, that ain't
Not
happening
clever
anymore.
enough. What's wrong with people like that?
Good question.
Restless mind and an empty heart, perhaps. Jindosh would have snuffed me out as soon as he got bored.
Well, that's enough of that.
Anton, when I brought you back, you could barely speak. But it's been 3 days.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Yeah, I noticed a big one on
Delilah
his
has the
face.
throne, and she has Emily. Anton, once we had you in a cage and you dared us to kill you, I need that man back.
Corvo, she's right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Sarkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge that I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
Yeah, I read
Traitor
something
of the
about
Royal
her.
Conservatory.
Yes,
Ashworth is dangerous. As obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to.
So, we gotta take out Ashworth and disable this Oraculum thing. That is our next move. And let's just get up on top of the deck first and quick look around. Any hearts or fucking runes? Nope, nothing. There's the boat. And we gonna go get started on this next mission in the next episode. So all that time for this one. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you see you in the next one. Goodbye.